we already know how I feel about this, but
Yeah.
Mercedes should have fought that Abu Dhabi thing more. There's no question. There's no question that the FIA, in its current guise, was unwilling or unable to actually own up to its own behavior,
Right.
and they were never going to be, coerced into doing so. There would have been a lot of collateral damage if Mercedes did decide to fight that case.
True.
But I don't think there's any question that they would have won it.
I feel the same way, and I told people this much. I said, on a business aspect, I think kind of like in other sports, if you're going to sue the organization, I don't think you're competing in the following year. If you're in a legality situation where you're literally taking them to court, I don't know how that would work. But in some sports, it's like, okay, well, you're not competing in the next season. If we're literally in a legal situation where you're suing us for an operation standpoint, and I think Mercedes let that kind of go, and I think they shouldn't have. And I don't think that they would have lost had it went up to a court before a judge. I don't think they would have lost. They would have won, and they would have been, therefore, what's the good word? They would have been proven correct in everything, and everything set right, at least in that standard. Now, do you think even if they do that, what prompt or what energy or what motivation do you think the FIA go ahead and just totally rewrite everything and overhaul the entire regulation? Do you think they do that, or do they think they take the slap on the wrist and they just keep moving the way they've been moving? Do you think that would have been a finite point that would have made the FIA change the way they're doing business and we wouldn't see some of these things now, or you think they still would have carried on as they have been?
I mean, first of all, to be clear, there are limitations to what Mercedes could do as far as how they personally were approaching this, and whether they could take something to an external court, like an arbitration court. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that there's zero options. Okay. I think that there are some options that they could have pursued, or even some external third party could pursue. Just say, hey, listen, I think that this is wrong. Let's investigate this and get into it. But do I think that they were going to do something? I mean, or make changes in reaction to that? I mean, definitely. I think they already tried to do that. They put in 2 race directors. They changed, the wording of some regulations, allegedly to prevent it from being misunderstood, but in reality to protect it from abuses of power.
Right, NDA Massey, got him.
Why they changed it. But also they set up this remote operations center.
Okay.
This ROC that they used even in the race in Jeddah to determine if Alonso's penalty was correctly served, and it didn't help. It didn't help. That remote operations center missed the contact with the rear jack just like everyone else did.
Right.
So I'm not sure what the solution is long term, but I know that something has to change, and I'm just looking forward to seeing it.